Hey, what's up everyone? This is AlphaFinx here, and welcome to Magic 2014. I'm going to be hopping into a ranked multiplayer match using the Chant of the Mul Daya deck. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, I love this one because it reminds me of the Ancient Depths deck. I don't know if you guys played back in Magic 2012, but they had the deck where you ramp up, as much land as possible early on, and you get out the huge creatures. And there's not that many decks that you can really do that and be able to win and have a good time with it, and this deck I feel like has a potential to do that. So when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this one, I'm going to take it into multiplayer and see what I can do. So I have a decent hand here. I mean, I like the card Plow Under is actually one of my favorite cards in this deck. Take a look at it right here. I guess some people might not like this card, but I love it because it puts 2 of the mana on top of his library. That means he has 2 less mana to use to cast spells, and that's 2 less cards that he's going to draw that would be new cards. So it really slows him down. So I love that card right there. Now, my strategy here, I didn't have any creatures in my hand, but I had an idea. I had the Green Sun Zenith. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play this, and I'm going to get my elf that can fetch other creatures for me. This is a nice little combo you got right here, where if you don't have the mana to get the big creature you want, you could get something that can get the big creature. And see, I wanted to use this and pull out a Primeval Titan, right? Because I don't have that much mana right now. My hand's kind of small. I want to get something that's going to draw mana out of my deck, get it into play. I can't play the Eldrazi yet. Right now I have the 2 Titans on my deck, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to grab one of them, get some more land out. And I love how these decks, when you take land out of your deck, every time you draw a card, it makes you more likely to draw that awesome card that you really wanted instead of another land that you don't need. Now that I was able to get a great creature into my hand by using this card, any creature with 6 or greater you can put into your hand, I'm now really set up where if I draw a land card next turn, because I have the exploration in play, I can play an extra land. I'll be able to play 2 lands here and get out my Primeval Titan. So if I get the land drop, that's all I need to do. He's attacking with a 2/2. It's not that bad. It was my second turn, and I had 4 mana in play already. So we're off to a good start. I got a good hand. I got Plow Under to set this guy back. And, alright, so I didn't draw the land, but I drew my Oracle here, which is a staple of this deck. Now, I'm looking at, he's only got 2 mana. You always got to attack first. Just throw your guy in there and attack before you play your spell so that he doesn't know what's coming. Could have like an unsummon, he could waste his mana on that and not be able to counter. He could, I don't even know all the decks yet. He could counter this maybe, but I'm going to use this. I'm going to put both of those lands on top of his deck. And he's freezing it. Either he doesn't know the card or he's countering it. So let's see what happens right here. Alright, it looks like he's making choices here for the land, so that means he's putting 2 lands on top of his library. That's 2 less good cards that he's going to draw, because he's just going to be drawing lands. It's turn 3. I'm 1 turn away from playing my Titan here, Primeval Titan, and he's got, a weak 2/2 creature in play. So I'm at a good point right now, and I want to try and extend my lead here and get as much control as possible. I am going to be taking a little bit of damage here, but I'm not that concerned because he's only got 1 creature on the board. He doesn't have enough mana to really get a lot of those small creatures out and really hit me hard. And I'm 1 mana away from getting the Titan. So I'll take a little bit of damage. I also have the cards in my deck here for, a little deer with the little antelope that has the antlers, and you get 2 life every time the land goes on the play. Well, I just got my land right there for the Titan, but first we're going to attack. So I'm not concerned if I take some damage early on, I can still come back and, I'll be dropping Eldrazi's and I'll be still gaining life back. So I'm not worried about that. There's also a nice little bonus when you drop the Primeval Titan here. You'll see in just a minute. You can actually pull your regular mana, and you can pull your legendary land that you have in the deck. And that legendary land allows you to go and fetch the Eldrazi out of your deck, so it's just another way to fetch cards. And now that I have 7 mana, I can use this right here, and I can search for my Eldrazi and bring them out and get them into my hand, get them into play. Nice little cool feature right there. And when you're playing, you really want to look for those little things where there's different cards that work really well together and how you can use them as you're playing the deck. And when you're playtesting it, that's when you're going to see how all those cards are able to interact with each other. So I'm going to attack with my Titan here and see what kind of damage I can do, see what he's going to do to defend it, and of course, pull out another 2 lands. So now I got plenty of lands out on the board ready to go. I can play, almost any card in my deck right now. He's blocking, he's kind of chump blocking here with this 2/2. And he's playing Ovenize, and alright, so he found a way to kill my Titan. It makes it a 0/1 creature, and then his 2/2 will be able to kill my Titan. Now, it's a good thing I was able to get out my wonderful legendary land here, because otherwise it'd be in a little bit of a tight spot. So I'm going to play this, and I'm going to pull out my Ulamog. I'd love to be one of these guys that just name the cards these ridiculous names. But yeah, so I got that guy out. And I really chose him because my opponent can't block him unless he has 3 creatures. And he only has 4 permanents on the board right now at all. So I should be able to go with the Annihilator and wipe out most of his board. And once that happens, you know, he shouldn't be able to come back. He's attacking again. He's trying to get his damage in there because he knows once I get ramped up, you know, he's not going to be able to do anything once I start pumping out all the Eldrazi's and everything. I do have to worry about that enchantment that could become a 4/4 creature because, you know, that could get in there and do some damage on me. But you know what? I'm going to cast my Elag, and he's going to get in there, and he's just going to do some annihilation. And that's why they call me the Annihilator, as you can see in the bottom left of the screen right there over my gamer tag, the Annihilator. Once that attacks, it's going to wipe out half his board, and then what's he going to do? He's going to barely have anything left. So I'm just going to attack my 1/1 for now. This guy's getting in there alive. He's doing a lot of damage, you know. 1 point at a time, he's getting in there. And then hopefully, oh man, if this guy has like a bribery or some kind of crazy card in his deck, like a treachery that can take control of my Eldrazi, that's going to be rough. But other than that, you know, I don't see him being able to come back here. I still have my legendary land, but you see how far back it put him with the plow under? I mean, it really set him back there. And now he's casting his Lord so that he has all his creatures getting +1/+1. So he's not out of this at all, you know? I mean, he could come back right here. I'm actually in a bad spot. I need some creatures to get on the board if he's going to be plopping stuff like this out. I can also go for my other Eldrazi, and I could get, you know, the Eldrazi that pulls a guy out of the graveyard. Do have to get rid of this Lord of Unreal guy. And that one's got flying, so I can't block it, but my turn I will be able to attack with my Eldrazi and hopefully use the Annihilator and wipe out his dudes. So I drew another land, but that's not really important right here. I just want to attack with my guy, clear out his board. So I'm going to attack right now. Ooh! Unsummon. Okay, so wait, he waited till it attacked. So now the Annihilator resolves, so he has to still sacrifice his permanents because you have to use the unsummon before the attack phase, before I declared my attackers. So that was a huge mistake on his part because now he's going to be, I don't know how he could come back from this. He's going to lose his permanents right here. So goodbye magic cards. Bye-bye. Go to graveyard. And I still get to cast my creature again, my next main phase. So let's drop the big guy again, right on the board. And still next turn he's going to be in the same predicament where he can't do anything, you know, and he's going to... I don't think he has enough mana to really do anything, unless he draws some amazing card here. Let's see what he's got, see what he plays. Not sure what he's doing here. Nope. No attack, no cards played. Okay, and he gets this... What is this thing? Oh, this staff. So I don't... They copied the rings from the old Magic games that we were playing. Whoa! Conscription! Alright, so I drew a conscription. You know, this guy's been on the battlefield for a while. I'm gonna give him a little boost here. He's gonna rank up a little bit. Give him a little conscription. Now I got the equivalent to 2 Eldrazi's on the board right here, and this guy's done. You can't do anything with that. He's gonna have to sacrifice all his creatures, and he's gonna take all the damage. So this deck right here is pretty interesting. It's a lot of fun to play, but at the same time, there's definitely some holes in this deck. I mean, I played a sliver deck with this, and it was just like, I mean, it was terrible. I mean, it was like, you know in Harry Potter, that guy that you can't say his name? It was like that, so let's just not talk about it. And there you have the win right there, fellas, but there are definitely some changes I want to make in this deck after playtesting a little, but, you know, I mean, my first game I played with this, I won in multiplayer, but it was about 20 minutes long, so I figured I'd just show you guys this one. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is AlphaFinx, and I'm out.